Bitcoin on the daily chart showing further weakness, which is a good thing in the bull case, because what we're looking for is consolidation. Get some more steam built up for the big pump that should be coming here pretty quick. This vertical green line, folks, April 20th, 2024 is where the halving event is currently scheduled to take place, also known as 420. And also it's the year 2024, so that date would read 420 2024, which is a palindrome, a word or number that reads the same backwards and forwards. Interesting, isn't it? So 420 2024 forwards is also the same backwards, 420 2024. If you look at the numbers, write them down and look at it. Pretty interesting. Lots of people might not notice that, but if that does happen on 420, you heard it here first. The palindrome. Let's see if any other analysts out there have noticed that little number combo. Okay, let's get to this. So we've got a descending channel here, and let me erase this out of here. I want to show you. I should have seen this a few days ago. It's kind of hidden, right? You look at that chart right there, and you say, "Where is there a parallel channel in there?" Right? But I got to looking, and I started making videos about this last March 13th, March 14th area, March 15th, when that came up and broke the previous all-time high. So for those of you that weren't watching my videos, I'll make this quick. Let's put a line here. Last cycle, all-time high. And back here is when I first got into Bitcoin. So I'm kind of having flashbacks, folks, to November and December of 2020, back in here, when I first got into Bitcoin. And I'm going to leave this channel drawn in here. The previous all-time high for Bitcoin was like right in this ballpark here, right? And this is where it came up and broke that all-time high for the first time. This is what signaled the parabolic pump of the bull run, last bull run. Now, I don't know if it's going to repeat, and I know lots of times that's a mistake to go back and look at past cycles and say this is going to happen because this happened. But I started talking about this almost 3 weeks ago, basically when it hit here. Now, this is November 2020. It looks a lot like where we're at now, right? Actually closes the monthly candle. That November monthly candle closed. The previous all-time high I'm talking about is back here to the left, 2017. Comes up, tests it, fails, comes back up, tests it, and it fails, but it kind of just keeps bumping its head on it, right? And it's trending down, slowly down. It's a consolidation, but you can see this parallel channel here. I got to looking at this, and I thought, I wonder if there is a parallel channel in there. And I go here, let's reset the chart. I don't want to make this video too long, but I should have seen this a few days ago when this one came up here, April. End of March, first April. Interesting, that's April Fool's Day. And but that's where that second point came in. Now I'll go down to a smaller time frame, and there's much more contact points. But you look at that, and I've been doing this for a while, and I don't see a parallel channel in there, right? But then I started looking closer, and I'm gonna have to take a second here to find it again. Right about there. And so I really like these parallel channels. This is basically my favorite pattern of all. And Bitcoin repeatedly prints these things, and you can't really see it. But then I started looking, and I thought, well, I don't know if it's valid or not. And so I started looking, and what you want to do is, lots of times it prints these secondary ones down here. I wasn't sure if this was going to be, but this actually, it turns out this is a real valid pattern, and it fits right in. It's a piece of the puzzle, right? It fits right in. So we'll go down to a smaller time frame, and I'll show you all these data points that really hit this. But on the daily chart, it's real hard seeing, and this might be the first time you see this. Other channels, I mean, I don't know. but you might not even see this anywhere. I wouldn't even have looked to try to draw a channel in here if it wasn't for back in November, right? I thought this downtrend it just seems so similar, right? And so there it is, and this red line is causing some trouble. Get that guy out of there. But anyways, this is a very similar fractal, right? When I very first got, maybe that's why I'm seeing it. And you might not see this for a few more days until people realize that this is a channel going down. This is a bullish structure, and this channel, the one on top here, has a $9,000 price target. If it were to break to the upside, it would be wherever it breaks from. That would be $9,000 target. It doesn't have to hit the target, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they beat the target. Sometimes they hit the target. Sometimes they don't hit the target. It's not that. I mean, it's not an exact science. But this just fits into the puzzle, right? Let's go back to here, and let's count how many days it took. Look at that. It's just so similar. Now, lots of times I find these patterns that take a long time, and I'll say, oh, it's so similar. Look, it's exactly like, and then at the very end, they'll do something totally different, right? So, like there'll be a big crash at the halving, and Bitcoin will go down to 50,000. So that could happen. I'm not saying this is going to be exactly the same, but I've been talking about this for 3 weeks now, and it just keeps following the same pattern. So here's the monthly candle. And this is the daily chart, but this is where the monthly closed, November 30th, this big green one. It closed above that red line. See the previous all-time high. And then it slowly, up and down consolidation, but it's actually in a downtrend. And let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The 16th day, December 16th, 16 days later, the parabolic push began. Right, the first candle, monthly candle close above their previous all-time high. So I started making videos about this right when I saw this old all-time high be broke, because lots of people weren't expecting this old all-time high to be broke. I actually erased it, didn't I? Where was that sucker at? Like somewhere like in this ballpark or something. That's the previous all-time high from 2021, and it's not exactly the same, but see how similar it is, right? Okay, so here's the March 31 monthly close. This green candle here. This is the daily chart, but this is where the monthly close. 71,400 above the previous all-time high, right? And look, and we've got the same exact action again, right? Here's the interesting part, right? The vertical green line is the halving. Let's count days. Let's count 16 days from March 30th. That would put us at April 16th. Or what, March 31st, I say 30th. April 16th, which is 4 days before the halving. I just thought this was pretty interesting. That fractal I was so familiar with my very first days of getting into Bitcoin when I didn't know anything about anything. Right, this is where the parabolic pump began. This is that first big giant candle, right? 16th, 16 days later, and look at that, how close that is to the exact halving date. So I don't know if that means anything or not, but I just wanted to bring this fresh analysis to you, because you might not have seen this you might not see this anywhere else. And when I can find something original to talk about, I like doing that. I think it's good information. All information is good to have, and let's get that old all-time high out of there. And there it is. So I really like these channels. Oh, I wanted to go down and drop to a lower time frame. Let's go down to the 6 hour. And I want to show you what's going on in this channel. This is why it's a valid channel, right? I'm not just making this up. I didn't just find somewhere to draw it. This is look at this is the 6 hour chart. Look at all the resistance, test resistance 1, 2, 1, basically 2 there. Close to 3. Here's the 3rd. Here's a 4th. Here's a 5th. Right. And what I really like is this dotted line in the middle. When these parabolic channels work well, there's I always look at these middle lines, the dotted line in the middle, and look at how many times on the 6 hour chart. We'll go down to the 3 hour and 1 hour too. And I'll show you more detail. But look at all this. Look at here, just perfect off of it right here, perfect off of it. All right, see that? Get my magnet off. It's perfect. See that? Resistance here. It's just perfect. Oh, you stupid thing. Ah, it's annoying. Just just work, would you? Thank you. Perfect resistance. Resistance. Perfect resistance. Look through here. Just zap. It's just it hasn't been support yet. I don't. There's one here that's close to it, but it hasn't been support. So it's been resistance, and then when it breaks through resistance, when it comes back down, it doesn't even really acknowledge it as that dotted line as being as any kind of support. And so that's something to think about. But let's go down to the 3 hour in more detail. And this is I really like this. So it's setting up well for the it seems to be another piece of the puzzle to me for the launch into the next parabolic push. And of course, the 3 hour chart's just going to show a little more detail what's going on. Let's go down to the hour, and you'll see all these different little candles. Lots of interaction. Here's the bottom of the channel. 1, 2, 3. Here's an area in here, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot, and so I think this is probably going to happen. Now, don't bet the farm on it. Matter of fact, don't bet anything on it because I'm just the guy on YouTube, and you always make up your own mind. But I wanted to bring this to you because this fits in pretty good with what I've been saying since the middle of March. It sure does look like it. It sure does look like it, folks. I guess you could actually kind of call that a bull flag as well. There's a couple different things you could call it. Right here's the post. And here's the flag. All right, big bull flag. The descending parallel channel is a bullish structure. Bearish while it happens, and it's interesting, isn't it? Right, 16 days later from a monthly close above the old previous all-time high. 16 days later would put us at April 16th. I'm not saying anything, folks, but this sure is pretty dang close to 4/20/2024, also known backwards as 4/20/2024. Look at that. Look at that. So $9,000 breakout if it happened on the 16th, just for pure speculative reasons. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, of course, but let's say it broke out. Let's just go ahead and say it broke out on April 16th. Now this could tank, right? This could be just a total setup, a big bull trap as well. Bitcoin could find itself break out of the bottom of this channel, so be leery of that. But if it broke out on April 16th from this parallel channel, it's 68,000. That would be a 77,600 target, which would be basically up in this ballpark. And that would definitely signal anything closing on a higher time frame above 72, 73,000 is we're probably on our way, folks. It's probably going to be a pretty direct road to well, if it broke out at 68, $30,000 pump like these have been, it's probably going straight to 100. I mean, it won't go straight to 100. It might take a couple weeks, couple months maybe, but before there's a 20-30% correction, it probably goes and gets rejected off 100 if it were to break from 68,000, because these about $30,000 parabolic pumps are very popular since the beginning of the last cycle. So and that's when they go parabolic, it's about a $30,000 pump before a major correction, and that doesn't happen overnight. So don't take me the wrong way, but the first leg of it could be this this bull flag, this descending parallel channel with a $9,000 target. That could be the first leg. That part of it could happen rapidly. That could be a day, 2 or 3 day candle right there. Boom. If it happens, I'm not saying it is, but what else I want to say? I guess that's it. I'm gonna let you go. I sure hope you enjoy this. As always, thanks for watching.